My guest today is Camryn Lancaster, and we did this documentary called Raising Her Game that I directed, and it traces the progress of women's sports along with soccer in this country, and it's through the lens of the UT program, but there's a lot of angles that involve Camryn, such as the TCU program and the Solar program, because a lot of the players, the Longhorn players, played in the same club you did. And so I want to start there. What was it about Solar that enabled them to produce so many players that did go on to play at the university level like you did?
Yeah, I think it's just Solar always put the players first, and it was like, how can we develop these players to get to the next level? And so, it starts at the practices, so intense practices, and just keeping everything at a club level as professional as you can for high schoolers. Yeah.
In the docuseries, we met Adrian Solka, who coached you. What was he like as a coach? And obviously Derek Misimo was part of that as well.
Yeah, I think Adrian's an intense coach, but he wants you to be better. So I think it's good to have an intense coach because it really prepares you for the college level, because college isn't easy, obviously. So it's good to get that experience at a club level, and then when you move on, it's really easy to just adjust.
Camryn's college experience came at TCU, which has, as we learned in the documentary, was at one time not a program. Lexi's mom talked about how they used to take the uniforms and dump them all out onto the floor and just pick them up. I feel like it was maybe a little more professional when you were there. What was it about the TCU program that then got you ready to join the professional ranks?
Yeah, I mean, I felt super prepared to move on to the professional from TCU. I think the intensity was always there. Film was a big deal, so we always watched ourselves on film to see how we can improve. And I think just the little things of being 10 minutes early to everything, talking, giving information before you give a pass, and it was always a standard that we upheld at TCU. And I think it was easier for me to transition because those standards were always held at TCU.
So Camryn's current team is Dallas Trinity FC, plays in the USL Super League. And before you signed with Dallas Trinity, you were also playing professionally in a different league. Tell me what that league was and the kind of success you had, and then how you came to be here.
Yeah, so I played with California Storm. It was in this WPSL, and it was also in the USLW League, so we played in two leagues. I went out to Sacramento, California, and it was really fun. Jamie Lavoie, she is the executive director of California Storm, and she just always was putting the players first. How can we develop these players to move on? Because she wanted us to move on from semi-pro. She wanted us to excel in college. She wanted us to excel in professional, and she was always figuring out opportunities, helping us with agents and putting us in two leagues, so we had a lot of experience going into the season. It was awesome. We went on to win the WPSL National Championship in 2024 this past summer, so it was really good to be able to play all those games and also get coached really well in the summer too.
How impressed are you with the landscape that you're in as a women's professional soccer player at all the options you have? How is that neat for someone like you?
I think it's so awesome to see all these leagues. I think when I was younger, I didn't realize that we had WPSL, we have USLW League now, and now we have a women's professional soccer team in Dallas, and it's so cool to see these girls come out to the Cotton Bowl, which is probably 30 minutes away from everyone, just to see something that they can strive to be, playing in front of your hometown. There's nothing like it. It's really cool to see all these options that are available for women and everything that is going on around soccer. It's pretty cool.
Amazing. All right, Camryn, thank you for joining us. With Camryn Lancaster, I'm Rush Olson.